So I made a display board in less than 30 hours, including drying time. My husband decided to sign up for a tournament that was going to be on a Saturday, on a Wednesday night, and asked me Thursday morning if I could make him a display board. So I took out my canvas board and started painting right away. This was for a fall themed Wood Elf army, I guess fall theme theoretically, but I just started painting the board. I did want a river going through the board to give the board a little more drama. So I started by painting in the river and then painting the ground in. I then wanted to put some texture on the ground, so I used the coarse pumice gel, which I featured in last week's hobby health video, and started spreading it around. Now, the beauty of the coarse pumice gel, if you haven't watched that video, is that it really skips a lot of steps when working with what would otherwise be sand and glue. You mix the paint into the medium, it holds color very well, and it goes on with one coat, so I don't have to glue anything on, I don't have to let anything dry. I basically put the texture on, let it dry, and it's ready to be dry brushed, and then have other applications done on top of it. So it's a one-step kind of product as opposed to glue and sand, which is like multiple steps depending on how you do it, and also rather messy. Now's a good time to mention that this is like being done on a utility table I have in my living room. If I was doing sand and glue, I would not be doing it in my living room, so that's a thought for you. Just to go back into what I'm using a canvas board. I'm also using like student acrylics for the color and pigment. This is a reasonably big board. It's a 16 by 20, and if I was using Games Workshop paints, it would just, the value wouldn't be there for what I'm looking to do with it. This is a heavy gloss gel. This is also, I was using a water effect product made by Woodland Scenics. They do like custom like train table stuff, but I just spread it on with my palette knife and then brushed it in to have some texture into the product, and it dries completely clear. So whatever color is underneath, it goes on white and then it dries completely clear, so it's actually a beautiful product, and I will be featuring it next week in my hobby health video. But the beauty of that particular product, using a gel like that as opposed to a poured medium, is that it actually carries movement in the water instead of looking like still water. So with the river, it's kind of what I wanted. Now I dry brushed, and then I applied a matte gel to the board. So instead of using a white glue, and you can see there I'm just brushing it on, I used a matte gel, which is a product that dries completely clear again, but matte. So it doesn't have that weird milky texture that white glue does. If you put it on straight out, you don't water it down. The other thing is because I'm not watering it down, it dries really, really quickly. So I put it down, put the grass down on it, give it like 5-10 minutes to really set up, and then I'm good to go to brush the grass off. So I put it down in some patches and just wanted to add a little more drama to the board. When creating display boards, there's a very fine line between just having sand on a board with paint on it and having something that actually, like a base for your model, displays your model. So I like to think of bases and display boards like you have a frame for a picture. A really great frame makes the picture look a little bit better. So here's the board. This is the board. It's done. The part I didn't include in the video for final touches where obviously I finished off the sanding or the static grassing of the board, but I also added in these little tiny fall leaves. I picked up a little package of them here. Picked up a little package of them from Secret Miniatures. They're made by Secret Miniatures, but I picked them up at my local gaming store, and they're pretty lovely. They're actually lovely to glue on, so I used a little bit of a brush and some of that matte gel to glue them on, and they're actually they're there like pretty good. They're not breaking off. I glued them on. They dry really quick, and then I put another coat of the matte gel on top, and you can't tell. It's not, again, the beauty of that matte gel is it doesn't leave that weird milky film on top of stuff, so it doesn't hide the color or the actual texture itself. on the board, which is really nice and something that white glue doesn't do. So this, you can see how thin the board is. It's travel friendly. I can chuck this, although I hate static grass, but I could probably, like, I'd flip it over onto the Masonite side and pack it like that in my luggage on the bottom, and it would travel well. Totally easy. It's light, but it is strong enough that if you put it with that piece of masonite underneath, you can put like a good army on that piece of board there and carry it around with you between games for tournaments. So now hopefully you have an excuse to actually not have a display board for your army and realize that it's not really that difficult to put on. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments below, and if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. I'm assuming it's on this side, but it might be on this side here. Subscribe and let me know what you think. I'd love to know what you're doing, what your current hobby projects are and how they're coming along. Anyways, next week I'm going to be doing water effects. I'm going to go more in depth into like the heavy gloss gels and pouring mediums, and what you can do with them other than make water with them. And hopefully I'll see you next Hobby Wednesday. Oh, also I know I missed Monday's video, my Grumpy Cat rant video, but I'm busy getting ready for Calgary Comic Expo, which is this weekend. I'm going to be there. I've got a whole outfit. I'm still sewing right now to finish off. But I will be there, and I will be doing a Fangirl Friday with video from the parade and some of the preview stuff that is going on at the expo. So if you want a sneak preview of what's going on at the expo, do tune in on Friday. Anyways, have a good one.